Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 95th Rome Total War Brotherhood battle that I've put onto YouTube. It's the usual 31k rules: no artillery, no elephants, 3 berserkers max, 2 horse archers max, and 6 cavalry max. The team I'm in today consists of Brotherhood member Spartan Leonidas, who's only just come onto Steam, so it's nice to see SL back in our battles again. And then we have Brotherhood member Mystique, who has bought the Rome SBQR faction. And then we have Brotherhood member Killer B, who has bought the Rome Brutii faction. And then myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Rome SBQR faction. Just to say, since Steam has taken over from GS as a server for RTW, people have had a lot of trouble hosting 4v4s. The big 4v4 games seem to have a lot of glitching and lagging in them, so most games I notice now are being hosted at 3v3. So to actually get a 4v4 game with no glitching or no lagging is unusual, so that's why I thought I'd put this one on today. Anyway, wait till you see the other team. This is going to be a great battle to watch. And here is that other team. We have RTW player Hannibal Barker, who has bought the Rome Scipii faction. And then we have RTW player the Praetorian, who has bought the Julii faction as well. And then we have RTW player Dog, better known as Spider Pig. A lot of you know him as Spider Pig, but he's called himself Dog in this game. And then we have a Brotherhood member Cormac, who has bought the Rome Julii faction. So there's the other team there, full of experience, and I think this should be a great game to watch with so many experienced players in this game. I got a feeling this could be a great tussle. And as you can see there, our ally Killer B has already got a cavalry unit involved, trying to harass the enemy as they're setting up. Nice little harassing strategy that by Killer B. At this very early stage of the battle, can you see that Mystique is using her cavalry very well there? Did you see how she smashed into the side of that open order Polar Shield unit there, the enemy Polar Shield unit there? Caused a lot of casualties with that cavalry hit. Nice to see a lot of aggression there. And as you can see, here's an overall panoramic view of the battlefield there, as we're all squaring up to each other. I think this should be a great battle. At this still early stage of the battle, I just thought I'd give you another panoramic view of all the armies there. If you notice over to our right flank here, the enemy Julii infantry and some cavalry have moved out on a right flanking action there. If you notice that our teammate SL has moved some infantry out to kind of meet the threat of that flanking action. But looking at all the cavalry and the movement on this right flank, it wouldn't surprise me if this is where the battle might kick off, on this right flank here. And as you can see, just a bit more of a panoramic view of the rest of what's going on in the battlefield there. As you can see, there's a bit of skirmishing going on there between Julii and our Brutii ally there. But over on my flank at the moment it's quite quiet, so it'll be interesting to see what actually happens here. But my guess is that the action is probably, looking at all the forces over on our right flanks, probably going to kick off on that side. As you can see here on our right flank, a lot of the action's happening here. As you can see, there's some Julii cavalry just charged in and routed one of our SBQR units there. If you notice that Mystique has sent some units over to assist our teammate Spartan Leonidas there on the right. As I said on another one of my battle videos, teamwork is essential if you want to win the game. And if you notice there, Mystique is showing just what you should do. Always send units to the places under pressure on the battlefield to help your teammates out, because at the end of the day, if your teammates fall, then there's a good chance that your whole team is going to lose. So it's great to help each other out there. As you can see, I think it's Spartan Leonidas moved his infantry out and some cavalry units out to the far right now, outflanking the enemy Julii. If you notice the Julii cavalry charging in there, routing several SBQR units. There's some nice cavalry charge there. I think it was by Brotherhood member Cormac there. That was a nice cavalry hit there by him. As you can see, Spartan Leonidas has got his force out to the right now and facing actually inwards towards the enemy. So I think he's starting a bit of a momentum there of attacking on that right flank, keeping the enemy coming over to the right. But if you notice, there's a lot of cavalry, a lot of enemy cavalry out to the right as well. So my guess is there's going to be some massive cavalry as well as infantry hits here on the right, I would think. Meanwhile, if you notice on the left flank, I've noticed that there's a lot of pressure on our right. So what I've decided to do is to do a left flanking action here to try and take a bit of pressure off of our right. I'm hoping by doing this kind of flanking action here on the left to maybe draw off some of the enemy infantry units or cavalry units, maybe pull them away from our right flank to just take a bit of pressure off our right a little bit there maybe. As I say, whenever you're in team battles, it's always a really good idea to keep an eye on what's happening all over the battlefield. In the Brotherhood, we call it battlefield awareness, and that's where you try and keep your eye on what's happening all over the field, so you know where to send reinforcements, or you can spot somewhere that your cavalry could hit. It really does help in the overall battle plan. As you can see here, some my ally was going to send in an SBQR cavalry hit there onto the enemy, but decided not to. Probably because was very wary of the pilot hit that the cavalry would have taken by that standing enemy Roman infantry there. Meanwhile, over on our right, you can see there's a lot of action going on here. If you notice over on the far right there, you can see enemy Julii cavalry moving out wide around to our right. There you go, you can see enemy Julii cavalry just charging into, I think it's SL's infantry there. That was a big cavalry hit there. But remember, there's that Julii cavalry out there as well, so we must watch for them. If they charge into the flank of the of our allies' SBQR infantry there, it could cause a big rout. And there you can see the enemy Julii cavalry charging in now on the right flank. And bang! As that cavalry impact hits. Now if the other Julii cavalry just out in front charging at the same time, that would be a great hit. Yep, and there they go, they're charging in as well. Can you see that enemy Julii cavalry? And bang! As they hit as well. But if you notice now,
our allies have lost their leader.
My teammates now are countering with their cavalry as well to try and take a bit of pressure off. But if you notice that I think it's SL's general that's just routed. I'm just going to pause the game here so we can take stock of the situation. You can see here on our right flank there's some really massive enemy cavalry hits going in, plus infantry as well. If you notice that our allies general's been routed, so all his troops' morale will now drop quite a lot. So on our right flank here, it's looking a bit of touch and go really at the moment. Looking at it, it could go either way. Over in the centre a little bit, you can see that Mystique and Killer Bee are just okay over there. It seems to be a little bit quiet in the centre. And over on our far where you can see is still enemy forces there facing each other. But over on our far left, you can see that in comparison to what's happening on the right, it's very quiet here. So as I said earlier, that's where the main action is going to be, and of course the battle could be won or lost on this right flank. Let's see what happens. And there's the Killer Bees Brucio cavalry just charged in. If you notice my cavalry, I'm just bringing in as well as a charge to charge in. My guess is as soon as my SBQR cavalry hits, the enemy Scipii cavalry will charge in. Let's just see if that happens, because that would be a good counter attack by the... Yeah, and there you go. You can see the enemy Scipii cavalry charging in now. That's a great counter charge by them onto my cavalry. So that was a good hit by the enemy Scipii cavalry there into my cavalry. I'm just my guess is that my allies will charge in with their cavalry as well to give assistance once they've pulled their cavalry back out, so they can reform and then charge in. There you go. You see the my allies' cavalry charging back in now to support me. Now I'm going to pull my cavalry out of that particular melee, just to reform them to see where I'm going to hit next. As you can see, on our right flank now, things are just turning a little bit better for us now. I think it could be that could be a good sign for our team that the right flank seems to be going our way at the moment. I'm just going to pause the game here, just to see what's actually happening, so we can understand what's going to happen next here. As you can see, I've got my cavalry that I've just pulled out of the right flank attack there. If you notice, I sent them up there to help our right flank. Once again, new players watching this, supporting your teammates, even if it's right on the other flank. Now, can you see that the enemy Scipii infantry are fiercely attacking my infantry there? Okay, so most of that Scipii infantry are now engaged with my infantry. But if you notice, can you see my cavalry is out there? And what I'm thinking to myself is, maybe I can attack with them. Meanwhile, over on this flank here, can you see that the Scipii infantry that are attacking me, their cavalry is like kind of bogged down a bit over on the right flank. Now, I've spotted this, so what I'm thinking to myself now is that I can charge my cavalry into this fighting Scipii infantry, into the flank or rear. Then there's a good chance I could rout a lot of their infantry, okay, before his cavalry gets over to support. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see the enemy Scipii infantry mostly engaged with my infantry now. And you can see my cavalry out to the right, ready to charge in. Okay, new players watching this is great. So you see all the enemy infantry engaging. Now, if you notice, the Scipii cavalry general, the Scipii general has noticed my cavalry coming in. Alright, I'm just going to pause the game for a second. He's noticed my cavalry coming in, seen the danger, and now is bringing his cavalry over. And my guess is that his allies will try and bring some cavalry over as well. So now it's a race to see who can get to this situation the fastest. As you can see, he's bringing his cavalry over. He spotted the danger. And can you see the enemy Julii cavalry is coming over as well, because they've spotted the danger. But my cavalry looks going to hit first. And as it goes in, I'm hitting the rear of that fighting Scipii infantry. Bang! I'm expecting to see units start to rout at any moment now. And there you go. Can you see the enemy Scipii infantry starting to rout just before the relieving enemy cavalry charge in? So what I need to do now is to get my cavalry out from that situation, back through their own infantry, and just hope that my infantry can hold against that massive cavalry attack that's coming in. And bang! Can you see the power of all that cavalry coming in onto my infantry? Killed a lot of my cavalry. You notice I haven't got a lot of cavalry left in my units, but I'm going to charge back in again to help relieve my infantry there as the cavalry charges back in. And bang, that is some kind of cavalry hit went in there on my army. That was a massive cavalry hit, but somehow my infantry's managed to hold there against the enemy Scipii infantry that are left, and that cavalry hit. My guess is that my allies will be coming over. Now you can see Killer B is bringing his cavalry over there.
The enemy general flees. Press
so it's nice to see a bit of support coming in there. And as you can see, most of the enemy forces this side now have kind of been routed at the moment. So we move back over into the to the centre and see what's happening. As you can see, Killer B now is moving some of his Brutii infantry up into the centre now. And if you notice, now we've defeated the enemy on our left, I'm moving all my infantry over to the centre now to help my allies. You see, I'm just mopping up the last of the Scipii units down here with my cavalry, but all my cavalry units that are left are very battle damaged, so there's not a lot of power left in them. As you can see, a lot of the enemy Julii infantry is starting to rout now. Just starting to bring my SBQR infantry into the fray now. But as you can see, before I even get there, most of the enemy Julii infantry are starting to rout. I noticed the Julii cavalry there are attacking quite aggressively some of the SBQR infantry units there, and have managed to rout a few of them. Nice little hit there by the enemy Julii cavalry. But I think, looking at the overall picture now of the battle, I think my guess is it wouldn't be long until our teams managed to win this battle, which was a pretty tough battle against really good players too. As you can see, the Julii cavalry there charging in to help its infantry.
The enemy general is running away. This is no way for a leader to behave.
But I think, from what I can see now, that the sheer number of our troops that are left now should make a difference. And there you go. The enemy general just been killed there, so the morale of all the troops that are left will now drop. I think the enemy units that were left were very battle damaged anyway, so their morale would have been very low, and when their general got killed, that would have probably been it. But what I would just like to show you is the ferocity of the battle. Look how big this battle is, right from this right flank, from our right flank. Look at the dead, the thick number. It's like a carpet of dead from one end of the battlefield to the other. That's how aggressive this battle was, right the way across the whole battlefield, from one flank to the other. You could just see the piles and piles of dead. I think that bears testament to how tough this battle was, and how good both teams were playing there, to see all those dead. First thing I'd like to say is really well played to both teams there. I'd just like to draw your attention to Killer B's kills. Now, if you notice, Killer was being extremely aggressive in that battle with both his cavalry and his infantry, and that is why he's got such high kills. New players watching this, if you want high kills, then you need to be aggressive, but I would say that you need to have controlled aggression. Just don't go all out attacking. You need controlled aggression, just like Killer B showed there, and that's how you get the good kills. Like I say, really well played to the other team. I thought they played really well. Some really great aggressive moves, some massive cavalry hits, and some really good tactical moves by them too. So really well done, the other team. And just like to say, really well done to the team I was in too. Really great aggression by both Mystique and Killer, and really well held Spartan Leonidas on that right flank there. He did extremely well, and he was quite aggressive there as well. So really well played to our team. This is Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed the battle. It was a great battle to be in, and nice to see a 4v4 large on Steam. And see you soon. Bye for now.